7:14 on a rainy day. Bob's the door at mic number 2.
Yes, sir. It is raining. The sky is falling.
And Michelle Payton at mic number 3.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Talk a little distractive driving here.
Well, you know what yesterday was? It was our 1-year anniversary.
Already.
For
FAD,
Yeah.
While you're talking, I'm going to bring that up on Facebook. So.
Yes, 1 year, and it hasn't been a roller coaster ride.
It's like the rest of life, you know. It just kind of.
Yeah, it just fits right in.
There you go. That's right. And we have our little distractions, like me missing my cup. You know, it's just you get distracted, and that's
not only in your car.
That's right. But it's much more dangerous when you're doing 60 miles an hour, or 30 miles an hour, or even 10 miles an hour, than it is, you know.
You know, and people are very very naive and think that they're not going to be one of those statistics, but it happens every day.
Yep.
And in fact, nearly 500,000 people are injured each year because of distracted driving.
500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, tell us, when you called me yesterday or the day before, I forget what it was. Tell us about the invitation you have with the Arkansas State Police.
Well, things have geared back up. It always seems to come in phases. And yesterday I got a call from the Arkansas State Police Recruiters Program Coordinator, and FAD has been asked to come and speak in front of all the new state troopers that have been recruited and are in the process of being trained.
That's good.
So we're really excited about that. That's a huge, huge step for FAD.
So this is almost becoming a generational training, because the younger men and women that are going to be Arkansas State Police, I mean, they were brought up in this generation.
They're a little more
That's
familiar.
true.
They're much more familiar with the process.
That's true. But, you know, we've been told time and time again, as an organization, as a family that has been a victim of distracted driving, that the distracted driving law that's on the books now, referred to as pause law, is hard to enforce, because it says texting or using a handheld device. And a lot of officers and law enforcement departments have told me, you know, that's just a very, very hard
Well, sure. I mean, you can't tell what people. If I may have my phone in my hand, and I may have the map feature up because I'm trying to find out how far up it is before I want to make a right-hand turn. To get pulled over, they're not going to pull you over just for that, to find out that you're doing that. I mean,
they will.
If you're sitting on it and you see them on where they got their hands up on the wheel of the car, they got the phone up there and they're texting it. That's pretty clear what they're doing on those. On the other stuff, it's a little more subjective as far as what it is you're doing with as long as it doesn't say you can't have a phone in your hand, period.
I would agree with you up until about a couple of months ago, and I had a opportunity to sit down and speak with someone in this area, actually, that is very successful of enforcing the texting and driving law. And he will pull you over. And in fact, just a couple of weeks ago, I was talking in front of Professional and Business Women's Association here in Mountain Home. And after I did my program, this lady I know, and we're friends, she stood up and she said, "Michelle, I just want to tell you how much of a difference you're making." I'm like, "Thanks, you know, you've told me that time and time again." She goes, "No, I really want to tell you how much of a difference FAD is making." And she held up her piece of paper. Thank goodness for her, it was a warning. But she had been pulled over, and she was in the process of plugging her phone into her charger cord into her cell phone. And when the officer stopped her, he said, "Do you know why I stopped you?" And she said, "No." And he said, "Because you were holding your phone while driving." And
that's what the statute says?
It says texting or using a handheld device. And they don't, really and truly, they don't have to prove that you're texting.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to prove that you're doing anything except holding it. So,
you know, my day, I'm thinking back, you know, and I told you when we first got involved with FAD here a year ago, that I tried sending just a simple text while driving in a residential neighborhood. And, you know, after apologizing to 3 mailboxes.
And especially like that with the flip phone, like that, where you got to hit the thing 2-3 times to get a letter to pop up. That's a whole nother animal. Because I know people that they voice text because you can do that. You can read the thing and you just read it back out.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're kind of cute when you get them and you go, really? Is that what word is that supposed to be? But there's other ways to do it. I know I got the handheld or the wireless phone
Bluetooth
in the kind of Bluetooth and driving. Like in Illinois, you can't be on the phone at all.
There's a lot of states that are totally hands free.
Yeah. And so, so I've gone to that, and I like it. I kind of, and if I need to talk to somebody, if I have somebody in the car with me and I need to just talk to the person on the phone, you just hit the button and it turns the headset off, and you go from there.
Well, there's also a device that you can put in your AC vent, and it holds your phone.
Uh-huh.
And there's numerous places around that sell them. And
Oh,
we
yeah.
were recently on a trip, and it's better to use your GPS than a handheld map nowadays and try to drive too. And so we got one and put it in the vent of the vehicle, and it held our phone, and we could use our GPS and get to where we need to go.
I remember the day when you had to read a road map.
Yeah.
And you had to unfold the thing, and you literally pulled off of the road.
Well, yeah. But that's what you did. You pull off the road. You didn't.
But even, and some of the things I'm wondering about now is, they have the little monitor in the dashboard where you can get the GPS, and it's got all the radio signals, whether you want your satellite radio or local radio, whatever.
Yeah.
Is that not distractive as well?
It is. It is.
Because in the late 60s, early 70s, there was a fad of people wanting to put televisions in their cars.
Yeah. When I drove my mom back to Chicago. I had her down here for a week, and as we were driving back, she's looking at my dashboard, and she says, "Did you have to go to school to learn all of that stuff?" Because that's what it's. I get the radio, I get the GPS, I get the phone that's on there. Everything is on, and it's on that one screen like that, and it can be, trying to figure out. Oh, I wanted to do this, or I want to change the Sirius station and stuff like that. All those things add up. But by the same token, realistically, you're probably not going to get off at an exit to change the radio station to continue on your way. So there's a...
Well, like we've always said, distracted driving has always been a problem.
Sure.
It's not been a fad, and it's here to stay. And it's just the use of cell phones and other electronic devices has taken it to a whole new level. And there's so much at your fingertips right behind the wheel.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid we'd travel. We had an AM radio in the car, and it had 5 buttons. You had 5 presets. Yes, Sheila. Or you had the knob where you had to tune it.
Yeah,
that was it.
I'm
Sure,
young.
that was it.
You're old, Dale. That's
I know.
Right. I bet when you were, like when I was a kid, I was the remote. You get a whack in the back of the head because you had your choice like 4 stations on the TV. And it was, go change that.
Well, and then you had to climb over the seat and get in the front seat to change it, and then get back in the back seat without a seatbelt on.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. I used to stand up in the front seat.
Yeah. We all, we're all sitting here talking about it, so I've got there could be some mixed feelings at some of it.
But anyway, so would you address the Arkansas State Police July 23rd?
July 23rd.
Isn't that exciting?
It is.
I'm just
Oh, and
thrilled with that.
Sheila's going with me.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah. Are you going to go with us?
Well, I don't know. What time of day is that?
It's 10.
Makes it rough.
I know it does.
Yeah.
I know.
We might get into some trouble down there. You might have to come bail
You-
us out.
Where's it going to be?
Arkansas State Police Headquarters,
In
Little Rock.
Little Rock. Will you
Little
come
Rock
back?
won't be safe with these two down
I keep Michelle grounded.
I think it's the other way around.
By the way, I did stop to get donuts, but
They're closed. Well, what do you know about that?
Really?
oh yeah.
Is it a holiday or something?
Getting
We
close
missed
to
it?
one.
No.
Yeah, almost a holiday doesn't quite
I
count
pulled up
for.
and it was just all the blinds were down, and another car pulled up, and we kind of looked at each other
Maybe
like,
they took a little lightning strike and their alarm didn't go off.
yeah. So
Maybe the
Dale,
alarm didn't go off and they're all
Dale, I
sleeping.
owe you something.
There-
Donuts.
There you go.
Might have to go get cutie cupcakes or something.
That'd be a
Have you
that'd be a
ever
much
been down?
that'd
Those are
be a
good.
nice
Those are
upgrade. Those are good.
Those,
those are good.
I have to refrain.
That's a nice upgrade for the donuts. Believe me.
Have you been in their shop?
Yeah.
No,
It's so
no, I know
Gucci and
better.
so cute. I mean,
Nice, yeah.
for every holiday. So anyway, I know that's not what we're talking about.
Well, okay, but
It could be a problem if you were eating a cupcake and driving. Eating while driving is another distraction.
And that's true. You know, and they make it so easy, and they make these little cups with the built-in ketchup and all the things like that, so that
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
eat while you're driving. And then it is there's
I do have a little story. I was telling Michelle this the other day. I was driving down the road, Jim and it was early morning, and I noticed, a vehicle kind of swerving back and forth. I looked, and they had their iPad.
What?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, sure.
Not kidding.
It's easier to read it. The print's bigger. They don't have to try to squint like they would if they were on the.
I mean, they had it
phone.
up on the steering wheel
Yeah,
like this.
And you're
and
reading the
I'm
paper or
going,
something. Sure.
You got to be
Are
kidding me.
you?
Come on.
No, I promise you. I saw it with my own eyes.
Bub, you ever tried to paint your toenails while driving down Lakeshore Drive in Chicago?
When I was 16, yeah, I did.
See, see that type of stuff happen.
I'm a little bit older and a little bit more aware of things now.
Wow, we got some rain coming down pretty good right now.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, it's a gully washer.
Yeah. How was it in Cotter?
Oh, a lot of rain.
Yeah, the river's up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, river's up.
But I don't have to worry about it.
Well, that's
I
don't either.
I'm up high.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
So what'd you do, build a bark or something?
I'm about 400 feet up above it. But when you see it and you see that volume of water coming down,
They're
so-
running a lot of water. People, please
trying to
be
get it out
careful
of the
out
dam.
there. Yeah. It's kind of a chain effect, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
they are.
It's
Yeah,
just
goes from Beaver to Table
Taney-
Rock
Was it-
to Taneycomo to
Bull Shoal. I mean, it is. It's just
Yeah.
like a.
But
Yeah.
then some places in mid-state Missouri got 7 inches yesterday.
Yeah. So that's gonna. I mean, that may take a day or so to get into the
Yeah,
lake.
if you're
but
on
it's
the
coming,
river
so
this
you gotta
weekend,
kinda get it
please
out.
be careful
Yeah.
because they are running a lot of water.
Yeah. So there'll be a lot of debris in the water as well. We were
Yes.
out on the boat on Bull Shoals the other day, and there was a lot of branches and just stuff that washes off because the water
Yeah.
being so high.
You know what scares me is tourists coming and not knowing the river, renting a boat, and not knowing how to navigate. You have to really be. It's not like the lake. You have to be careful.
Well, you got to be paying attention. You don't want to be distracted on the river at
No.
all. No,
No.
not even a little bit.
No, and if you have children, make sure they wear their life jackets.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
Point.
Very, very
Well, we
important.
covered a lot in a short amount of time.
And even gave a Ford testimonial for the cupcake shop.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Good.
I'm gonna have to
They
Facebook
are
him
good.
and tell him.
They are good.
You know, Dale, when we talked to Senator Tom Cotton it might have been more than a couple months ago, days are running together, months are running together. You know,
Wait,
he
you
mentioned.
get his age, years start to run together.
Well,
You
I'm
worry
not
about
there
it.
yet. But, he mentioned that as far as the U.S. coming in and putting a ban on cell phone uses, that they couldn't, that it was more of a state right to
A state
determine
mandate?
state mandate. And, it's encouraging to see states step up and pass tough laws against texting and talking on the phone, but it's still very, I guess, discouraging that there can't be something done from a state, from a national level because it affects so many people.
Well, sometimes having a law pertaining to common sense is tough.
Yes.
Because like I was telling Bob, and I think before we went on the air, I tried texting just on the little flip, and I'm all over the road.
And you can tell the guys on the highway. I just drove back and forth Chicago in 2 days, and you can tell. You can see them when they're
Absolutely.
just doing that little drift, and it just that little drift as they're going along. You can tell what.
And
what
here's
they
the
do.
factor: you might get by with it in a residential neighborhood on a straight street, but when I was going to Nashville and the speed limit on I-40 is 70 miles an hour, that's merely a suggestion, because there's literally people running almost 20 miles an hour faster than that on I-40. Your reaction time has to be so much quicker at higher speeds. So Jiminy Christmas. Don't be texting when you're doing 70 or 80 miles an hour, especially in heavy traffic on I-40.
Well, if you think about it, texting involves manual, visual, and cognitive distraction. So all three are being used when you're texting.
Wow. That time slot went by fast.
Yes.
Well, we're waiting on the phone call from Governor Asa Hutchinson. Hopefully everything goes well. I haven't talked to their people in a couple of days, but we're waiting on the call from the governor. We'll be right back. 7:35, and we're still waiting on the governor.
He may have other things going on.
Yeah.
Big state.
Yeah.
Well, we're an integral part of it. We're not the whole state, and we kind of forget that sometimes.
The funny thing was when I called the scheduler and the people, I mean, the governor's schedule is just minute to minute to minute with everything going on. And so, maybe he'll get a chance to call.
And, actually, we had the First Lady speak at Carti, and same thing. I mean, they you go through their scheduler, and they, they
you get her from 11:15 to 11:27, and she'll be there.
When I call Congressman Crawford or John Bozeman's office, Tom Cotton, I request I need 27 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you respect that, and instead of taking 37 or 47, I mean, last time Congressman was on, I said, we've exhausted our time that I requested. We end it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they appreciate that too, and they'll come back for that because they know that if they know that you'll hit your marks and they can hit theirs and carry on with the rest of their day.
They have a tight schedule. And, the governor may call. I think there was a breakfast or something, and, of course, I don't know how's the weather down in Little Rock. But
I talked to my daughter just right before I came in, and she's in Little Rock, and I didn't even ask her.
Yeah, it's working. It hasn't made it that far.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It was pretty last night. When we got in like 1 o'clock this morning, but you could see it when when you got off the plane in Springfield.
Yeah,
you could see that whole northern sky lighting up, and it was like, okay, let's go get in the car. We got places to be.
Yeah,
and we got home, and it took a long time for it to get here, though.
Yeah,
so it's a slow moving front that I'm sure dumped a lot of rain up in Missouri, and we seem to be doing okay here, too.
Yeah, it's been a couple pretty days. We went to St. Louis over the weekend to watch St. Louis and Cubs play.
Hey!
And it was
for the sweep?
Gee, why didn't you go for the White Sox game? Who beat them twice now?
Well, we beat the Cubs, too.
Okay, big deal.
Well, it was
my mom and a couple of her girlfriends could probably beat the Cubs. That's really not a challenge, Sheila.
The weather.
We beat the Cubs.
Hey,
oh, boy.
The weather was great.
Hey, a win is a win.
That's right. We were right behind home plate. It was, and is it Molina?
Yeah,
Molina. He hit a foul ball, and I was standing there waiting, and I just knew, and Jim, I was going, oh my God, Jim, oh my God, because I thought it was coming right to me. Well, it bounced beside the people right in front of us, bounced, and then bounced back. So, yeah, but I just knew I was going to get it. But what was I going to do if it actually landed in my hands?
You could bring it to me.
You would have had 4 other people land in your lap trying to get it is the problem.
I know. Jim said, what were you going to do? I said, well, I was going to try to catch it.
You could call timeout and have him autograph it.
Yeah, timeout. Timeout. That'd be a good idea.
Timeout.
The TV people would love that one. The lady just says just go timeout for an autograph on a foul ball.
And her name was Sheila Wingard, and she's from Mountain Home,
Arkansas.
But again, the weather was gorgeous,
Good.
Absolutely gorgeous. And we walked down by the arch and everything. So they're doing a lot of construction around there too.
Well, they're refinishing a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's a big project they got going. Mm-hmm. St. Louis has always been a good town. We used to drive down there.
It's fun.
Go to it is. Go to the brewery, go to Six Flags.
Just taking
go down to the landing down there.
Make downtown that nice because
it's come and gone.
When it wasn't so nice downtown,
and you had to be really careful.
Yeah.
We went there for a hockey game a couple of years ago, and you can get right on the whatever their mass transit is there, and
Metrolink.
You can go right from down there at the land. We came out from dinner.
Yeah.
Walked half a block, got on this Metro thing, and shot right out to the.
I was telling my uncle, I've got an uncle in Conway, Arkansas. Yeah, and I said, hey, don't pay $15 to park. Go over to Illinois and get your hotel because Metrolink's right there. So they go over to my hometown of Fairview Heights. You run over to Swansea, park the car, and it's $3 per person round trip on Metrolink from Illinois.
Yeah.
And it's the old Illinois Central lines. And so, I mean, you just zip right over. They let you out at Busch Stadium. You get back on the train back to Illinois. $6 round trip for 2 people.
That whole area down there by Busch Stadium. You know, they've got all those restaurants and what's it called?
That Ballpark Village.
Ballpark Village. Great place to just walk around and
that's what they've done. For the money that's spent for some of these sports venue type places, the tax money that's spent. A lot of that is they're looking at the whole concept now and what it does to the neighborhood and the tax monies that can be
Well, look at what we've got with the fish hatcheries right here. It's plugged.
Exactly.
Alexander. For every dollar the government spends, we get $100 in return.
Right.
That means a lot.
Oh, it's huge.
That's a good investment.
Yeah.
They just talked me into joining that board. Friends of the Hatchery.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
It's
a great cause. I mean,
exactly. I just don't get paid for any of them. It's called volunteer.
There you go.
So, and I guess tonight we're supposed to have a meeting. It's a little committee meeting on membership. So, I guess they're trying to get
Who knows,
membership.
before it's all said and done, she may have us all on there.
We're trying anyway.
If she brings QT cupcakes, I guarantee she gets them.
There is when you walk into that little cupcake place, they have little samples. And the little girl that works there, she sees me and she'll say, "Do you want some samples?" So, what do you think?
Well, she knows that after 4 samples, the credit card comes out or the debit card.
Yeah, because now there's a sign that says limit 4 samples, and it's because of Sheila.
I don't think this was Pick on Sheila Day. I don't think that's
I think we need to let them know we did some free advertising for them and get some cupcakes out of
I'll
it.
get a free cupcake.
And then tomorrow, Bob will be back for This Week in Real Estate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Does weather like this hinder to a certain point?
Well, it does to some point in that people don't want to be out in it looking, but they're also not out on the boat when they thought they were going to be coming here to be out enjoying some of the other outdoor activities. So they're looking online. We run ads on the local cable station that plays in all the hotels and the resorts and everything. So that exposure of property, they may call and want to know more about it now, or they may just kind of file that away. That, wow, this is really a cool place. Because a lot of people come and it's their first trip.
Right.
And you want them to come back and make that second trip and to take some parts of, whether it's the company magazine or the chamber guide, things like that. So they go, oh, this is a pretty cool place. And take that chamber guide with them and say, hey, we're coming back here again next year.
Exactly.
The red, white, and blue, this is a really good time frame because between the red, white, and blue last weekend and the 4th falling, with the people only had to take a couple days off in order to be able to stay here.
Right.
And you can see there's a lot of traffic. You can see you can feel the traffic when you're trying to get across the road. If you're trying to get across there, if you're stuck at a stoplight and you may be stuck twice, which is an unusual occurrence here, that you have to ride through a light twice to get through an intersection. Those type of things. People are here. They're in the different stores. My mom always comments when she was here. They were over in Harps and in Walmart, and how nice everybody is, and what a pleasant place it is to visit. And she has a good feeling about being here anyway. Right. But it's just that the royal we, bring that out in people, and it's good to show our best. Get these people that want to come here, show them why they want to come here.
Right.
They have a lot of choices when they're looking for places to escape from wherever it is they're trying to escape from. And, if we can draw some good quality people here, that's the thing. I had a guy over doing some work at the house, and he was talking to my mom, and I'm really not trying to separate my shoulder, patting my back here. But they were talking about people, and he was talking about people from Chicago and how they can be down here and they can be kind of full of themselves and bar, and a little barky and stuff like that. And he told my man, he wasn't just being nice to me, he said how we had come down here, and as you say, not to reinvent the wheel down here. You know, we came to be one of the spokes.
Yeah.
And that's what we've tried to do it in those that are most successful here just in life in general, and not only in business, but are those who don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
Just become one of the spokes and help the wheel to keep turning. Things are going to change here. I mean, that's just the nature of everything that gets done. Things are going to change. And you want to have some control over how that happens. And that's the best way to do it, is to be part of the system, whether to volunteer to be on different boards and to help out at the hospital or to help out at the library.
Well, there's lots of avenues.
Oh, my God.
There's lots of avenues.
I tell people you're going to be as busy as you want to be. And that's really the deal. You know, there's nothing to do here. Okay.
Yep.
Keep
and
going.
it's a great way to get to know
I mean?
people. I mean, if you want to submerge
yeah.
yourself, that's the best way. Join a group, join a club, volunteer. There's so many avenues in our area.
Yep.
So many.
And you can do so much useful things, and you will feel better. You know,
Exactly.
That's really a big part of it. You're doing it for others on one level, but you're doing it for yourself on another. You
Well,
know,
it's a
there is
sense of accomplishment.
self-satisfaction and accomplishment. Exactly.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and take a quick break.
I think he's
you, Dale. Yeah, I think so.
I think he's busy.
Yeah, I think something else came out. We'll be right back. 7:50. And we'll get the governor rescheduled. I'm sure something came up. There's
Sure it did. He wouldn't blow you off.
Oh,
Dale.
no.
He knows better.
No.
yeah. Anyway, who wants to go first? We got 5 minutes and 40 seconds to fill.
Well, just a reminder, Families Against Distracted Driving, FAD. You can follow us on Facebook at FADD.
How many members do we have now?
We have over 7,000.
Great.
Give the whole thing. How do you get them? How do you find them on Facebook?
Go to the search engine on Facebook, type in FADD, no periods in between the letters, and it'll pull up our webpage. Go through. You know, there's been some great suggestions or comments made by people. We've had a lot of bikers join because, you know, if they're involved in an accident, most of the time they don't need a hospital and they don't need a tow truck. So distracted driving really affects people that are riding motorcycles, and it's just a perfect, not today, but perfect time of year to get out and enjoy our Arkansas highways, and there's a lot of bikers on the road.
Oh, yeah. There's people come from all over to ride in the bike.
Yeah.
And when you're driving, be aware of where you are in relationship to the car or truck in front of you. People come up and they'll just ride right in that blind spot. You know, you're on a 2-lane road and they'll just stay there. It's like, really? So use your turn signals, simple courtesies. Tell the drivers one wonderful thing. Let people know what you're going to do. You know, put your turn signal on for a second or two if you're going to turn
Exactly.
up a little bit and then turn it back off. Hit the
What's the
brakes.
thing I put on Facebook? The sign on the truck says that blinky thing means I'm turning.
yeah. And
Did
the same
you
thing
post
with
that? Yeah. Okay. I remembered seeing it.
but that's really, you know, just courtesy type things with driving. So that even though you're not distracted, you could have accidents because you're just not paying attention to the things that you need to be paying attention to while you're driving. You may not have a phone in your hand or be texting, but life is going on inside your brain as you're moving along.
You know, I discovered I have a newer vehicle, but I actually have a do not disturb button that I can push it and my phone will not ring.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, of course, I had it
I
several months before I discovered it.
And I put a piece of tape over it so I don't hit it by mistake because I drove for 3 hours and nobody called me.
Yeah.
And you think no one likes you.
Yeah, exactly. How come my phone's not ringing? How come I can't? Yeah.
That's what we used to
Where's
do
all
to
my
check
friends
engine
from?
lights.
One text or call could wreck it all. And my family is an example of that. Just a reminder of why we started FAD. My nephew was a passenger in a vehicle, and the driver was distracted by his phone. And it not only changed his life that day, it changed everyone in our families.
Sure.
Well, you know, I was telling Bob before we started the show, you know, I was coming back from Fayetteville on Saturday, And yeah, I wasn't doing 55. I was a little bit over 60, but I topped the hill, and boom, there was another vehicle passing on a double yellow line in my lane. I mean, literally, all I saw was the daytime running lights. It was on a Chevy Blazer type of vehicle.
Yeah.
That's too close when you can identify.
Yeah, really. When you get the brand as it goes by, that's not a good thing.
With Cooper tires.
Yeah. Inflated to 32 pounds. Yeah.
And, you know, the blink of an eye.
Right.
Well, and that's all it takes. And it's,
and you know, the thing is that we need to stress is even though you may not do it, you do have to be aware of your surroundings. And that's the whole message. You know, it may be an innocent pick up the phone to see, and you've ruined not only your life but somebody else's. That's what's scary. You don't know what that other vehicle has coming the other direction. Like that thing that's been shared on FAD, the mother and her children in that gets me every time when she's asking the young teenage girl, please don't text.
Yeah.
And she says, I have to text my mom. If you've not seen that, you need to go to the FAD Facebook page and watch that.
I've got chills right now just thinking about it.
It really is powerful. It's very, very powerful. So you're not only going to affect your life possibly, but somebody else's.
And kids are bulletproof.
They think they are.
Well, and that's the whole thing. That's why we send people of that age off to war or to be fighter pilots or whatever the case may be, because you are bulletproof at that age.
You are at that age.
Nothing's going to happen to me. I can do this. Mm-hmm. And the importance of just stressing it without beating them over the head with it, because then they'll just turn you off. But just to be that this is a very important thing when you're driving. Drive, and like I say, and pay attention to what's going on around you is very important. To not get up too close or get into that blind spot where that guy can't see you, because if he may see you and then you're out of his view and he goes to get his phone and he forgets all about you, changes lane and runs right into you. Partly it's on him, but it's partly on you as well. You need to drive defensively,
right?
And
that
take care of yourself. Very
I guess
important.
should have been watching my clock. I'm down to 15 seconds.
Oh, wow. That goes by. Yeah. You too. And I promise, I'm going to go get you some donuts.
All right.
Or not donuts, but cupcakes.
And Bob, we'll see you tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir, you will.
All right.
So, we got fireworks coming up.
Yeah, look at the front page of the bulletin.
Yeah.
I know.
About what's going on.
Everybody have a happy 4th.
Good holiday.
Safe.
Good holiday.
Safe travels.
And remember why.
Yes.
Especially with all the stuff that's
Exactly.
going on. Remember why we celebrate this holiday.
Exactly.
See you tomorrow.